This video illustrates a simple case study on calculating economic damages in a breach of contract dispute. Here are the facts of this case study. Beginning in 2026, Dirty Dick's Burger Balls agreed to buy 100,000 pounds of beef from Bill's Beef over 10 years at $2 per pound with a 2% annual price escalation. However, in 2028, Dirty Dick's breached the contract and walked away from the deal. Thereafter, Bill's Beef sued Dirty Dick's for breach of contract. Beginning in 2030, Bill's Beef met its legal obligation to mitigate its loss by finding a replacement buyer, Brenda's Burger Balls, who agreed to purchase 50,000 pounds of beef per year at $1.80 per pound with a 2% annual price escalation. This blue line illustrates the revenue Bill's Beef would have earned but for Dirty Dick's breaching the contract. As indicated on the slide, the total amount of revenue Bill's Beef would have earned but for the breach is $2,189,944. The red line illustrates the revenue Bill's Beef actually earned with mitigation. As indicated on the slide, the total amount of revenue Bill's Beef actually earned as a result of the breach is $971,731. This shaded region in yellow is the lost revenue suffered by Bill's Beef. It illustrates the difference between the revenue Bill's Beef would have earned but for the breach and the revenue it actually earned. As indicated on the slide, the amount of revenue Bill's Beef lost is $1,218,213. The next step in calculating economic damage is to determine how much profit or gross margin Bill's Beef would have earned on the $1,218,213 in lost sales. The green line on this chart illustrates Bill's Beef's actual historical gross margin from its financial statements between 2021 and 2025. Gross margin is the percentage of profit Bill's Beef earns on every dollar of revenue it earns. As indicated on the chart, gross margin stabilized from 2023 through 2025 at an average of 6.1%. Lost revenue of $1,218,213 multiplied by gross margin of 6.1% results in economic damage of $74,392. Because of the time value of money and risk, we need to add interest to historical amounts before trial and discount future amounts after trial. For years before trial, we add prejudgment interest at a statutory 10% rate per year. For years after trial, we discount future amounts by Bill's Beef's cost of capital of 7%. As indicated on the slide, the economic damage of $74,392 plus prejudgment interest of $1,271, less discount on future amounts of $10,167, results in a total value of the economic damage at trial of $65,496. Putting it all together, Bill's Beef lost $1,218,213 in revenue over the life of the contract because of the breach. Its economic damages are $74,392 after applying its 6.1% historical gross margin percentage. Once you add interest and discount to account for the time value of money, the net value at the time of trial is $65,496.